President Obama's bus tour arrives in Virginia later today, where he and the First Lady will be joined by the state's Republican Governor, Bob McDonnell, tomorrow, and Virginia's First Lady at a jobs event there tomorrow for returning veterans. And Governor Bob McDonnell is joining us now. Governor, thanks so much for joining us. The president is upside down in the poll numbers in Virginia, and John McCain and others are accusing him of running a glorified campaign trip here using this bus for political purposes. By your showing up with him at a military event, does that justify the expense and sort of get the president off the hook here?
Well, listen, we're always glad to welcome the Commander-in-Chief here to the Commonwealth of Virginia. Jobs is my top priority, and now that he's talking about it finally, I'm glad to be there. And this is an event to talk about how to get veterans, particularly veterans that are service-disabled, back to work. I'm a veteran. I'm a father. I'm an Iraq War veteran. I'm glad to be there to listen to his ideas and what he's got to say. Look, we're 14 months away from an election. Everything the president does now is going to be looked at as something that might further his re-election chances. He's underwater in Virginia, but I understand that.
Nick, at the same time, he is losing ground rapidly with independents, more so than the rest of the country.
Yes.
You've got almost 70% approval rating. What can you tell him about the problem? Why do you think he has lost so much with independent voters?
Well, Andrea, I think what the independents want is somebody who's going to solve problems, tone down the political rhetoric, focus on getting results, and then basically keep government out of their way so that they can just enjoy their lives and have access to the American dream. And that's not what the president's doing. I think he's blaming other people, whether it's the Tea Party, House Republicans, Wall Street, for problems, and he's not producing results. Look, we've got a $14 trillion debt growing dramatically. With the debt ceiling increased 9.1% sustained unemployment rate. I mean, people want to see results there, want to see spending come down and focus on economic development. And I don't see that we've got a realistic job-creating plan that promotes entrepreneurship, that focuses on a comprehensive energy policy. And so I think we got more spending and more stimulus, and I think people are frustrated with that. It didn't work the first time, and I don't think independent voters think it'll work now.
Well, do you think that the solution is what the Republicans are offering? The front runner right now, Herman Cain, going into a debate tonight in Nevada, 999. Do you think Virginians want to see a 9% sales tax on top of the 4% state tax, and there's a 1% permitted local tax? So that would add up to a lot more taxes on Virginians if you went along with Herman Cain.
I think there's broad agreement among all the Republican candidates that tax reform that promotes entrepreneurship, that stimulates business to create new jobs, and that reduces the tax burden on wealth creators is the way to go.
But is Herman Cain the way to go? I mean,
plan.
Why do you think Herman Cain is the front runner? Aren't voters saying, Republican primary voting, that they are yet not satisfied with Mitt Romney?
I think it's still a wide open field. Herman Cain's a great business guy. You got two former governors who've had great results on jobs and spending on their states. They're the top three, but I think it's still wide open, Andrea. And whoever wins this race, I can tell you there is going to be a unified Republican team that's motivated to help us win next year, because they see the difference in any of the Republican platforms and what we have coming out of this administration that frankly has not been helpful to getting the economy back on track.
Governor Bob McDonnell in Virginia, thank you very much for joining us on a busy day there today. Thanks,
All right,
Governor.
Andrea. Always great to be on with you. Thanks.